this indictment. Boy, oh boy, this case is really something. Ted Spaulding here in the studio with me. We're looking at Karen Reed watching the attorneys at sidebar. Ted, what are you thinking? Do you think these motions to dismiss the indictment entirely and to disqualify the prosecutor's office separately, think they're going to have any teeth?
I doubt it.
Really?
Well, let's put it this way. I don't think the motion to dismiss likely will. Okay. Now, again, we don't know what their strategy is there in their argument. Those are always filed. So that one's not surprising. Doubt they'll win it, but let's see what happens. The prosecutor's office, I should say, might have a little merit, because again, remember, we're talking about an abnormal case here. One where we have real potential evidence, I should say, because we haven't really seen it yet, of collusion, maybe some planting of evidence type things, and we've got an investigator who probably should have been pulled from it because of some ties to the folks involved. Right. Now you got a prosecutor's office, so maybe there is some teeth to that. Right. That normally is pretty hard to do, as you know, to disqualify prosecutor, a judge, try to move venue, all of those types of things that defense counsel tries to do oftentimes. But this one might be that unique one where it could work.
Right, Ted, I'm with you. And if I'm in that prosecutor's office, I don't know how they aren't running, you know, across the street to the AG's office, wherever it is, and saying, please take this case. I mean, really, like, what a nightmare. And I can't stress enough how, like, from the outset, why did nobody say, let's use AG investigators and AG prosecutors for this whole thing? This way, they're not connected to anybody. They're truly independent. But no, that wasn't done. And so now we've got a federal probe, Ted, looking at this thing, which that could go somewhere too, right?
It could. And again, it lends credibility to the defense's arguments here. I think that's why this is so compelling of a case that we're watching here, and it's great for the public to see, especially today when you saw that little ending of, we were joking about it hurting cats and things, judges talk about that all the time. The public's getting to see all the inner workings and things. Right. They ultimately agreed to things. Why did we have to fight over it in the first place? Someone thought they were going to win on some of these motions. So it's an interesting one for the public to see all around. It is. And I'm with you. I mean, again, why not pull that investigator at the beginning? Then at least at that point when it's, oopsie, we probably should have. Yeah. Now let's clean that up. Let's let the AG's office do it, because we're just going to allow the defense to have some things that's not just throwing mud up against a wall. There might be some real defenses there that you've now created.
Right.
Why do that?
Yes. Oh, I know. I mean, this is just has been handled horribly from the perspective, and I'm not saying that it was, a cover-up. I'm not saying any of that. I don't know. I'm not privy to it. But just the appearance of impropriety needs to be avoided, and that's what didn't happen here. When the person tasked with leading the whole thing, when it's making news in Boston, it's shaken the whole community up, with John O'Keefe. They give it to a guy who's connected to two of the key witness families here. It's just awful, and now it keeps snowballing. Ted, we have about a minute left. I want to bounce off of you. A legal theory, this is my legal theory that I just developed last night as I was going down the rabbit hole of this case. Why can't both things be true? Why can't we have both her backing up into him, and then that would explain why the glass from his cocktail glass was found in the taillight, because she got angry or whatever, backed into him, maybe the glass went in it, but didn't kill him. And maybe he died in the fight, as the defense is saying he did, and was left there out on the lawn. I wonder if both sides are saying some things that have merit here. Yeah. What do you think?
No, I think that's very smart, and I would be shocked if that doesn't become part of the defense. Yeah. Because remember what you got to do when you have bad facts. Bad fact being it's proven through all of this testing that his glass is in that car. Right. How do you explain that? You got to explain it away, and it's a great point. Oh,
Ted Spaulding, you're too kind. I'm so glad we had you on the show today. Thank you for all that. We'll talk more about this case, I am sure. Right now, I'm going to turn things over to another Ted who is here in the studio. Mr. Ted Rowland's taking over Court TV Live. Ted, good morning.
Good Friday morning.